Hello everyone, Larry here. Getting ready to go on a camping trip in a few weeks and thought I'd show you how I convert my Jeep 2015 Jeep Wrangler from my daily driver that I haul the grandkids around with to my camping rig. First thing that needs to be done is take out the rear seats. After I get that done, I'll show you how I install my platform and then all the rest of the camping gear that goes inside it. I hope you find this video interesting and you can learn something from it. Once you get the seat bolts out in the front for these legs, I use ratchet straps to hold this up so I can get to the rest of the bolts. The seats are kind of heavy, but the ratchet strap makes for a good handle, and I built myself a dolly. All I gotta do is take them out and set them down on top. Just like that. Before I put the platform in, I learned that I need to take out the trunk lid and the plastic liner. The jack for the Jeep sits right in here underneath this stuff. And once the platform goes in, I can't get to the jack at all. And I had an experience where I needed the jack and couldn't get to it. So now I've learned to take these out. That same experience taught me to take the jack out, wrap it up in an old beat up towel, and stick it in a little trunk face. That way it's available whenever I need it and I don't have to pull the platform out and all my stuff to get to it. To hold the front edge of the platform, I built a support bar out of some stuff called Super Strut, which is available at Home Depot. And it mounts to the seat bolt holes, and supports the front of the platform. Works out pretty good. 2 bolts and a 10. I switched the camera over to the other side of the Jeep so you can see this better. This group of wires here, the red one runs up to the house battery and has a circuit breaker up there. And this ties into my house battery system. The green one and the small black one tie to the charge controller, and then this bracket ties it all to the body frame for the ground. So with all of that done, I'm ready to install the platform. So this is a platform that I made to fit inside the passenger area back here, cargo area. It bolts down to the piece of strut I put in the front support in 2 places. One here, one here. Got a couple of flip over flaps that I'll show you how it works. Got a slide attached to it, a hatch for the trunk access, and then it bolts down to the existing locations of the tie downs. I took the tie downs out and then located them on the platform and bolt them down here, down there, and then there's 2 underneath the slide here. So this just goes right in the van. I'll show you how that works. And I said the van, but I meant the Jeep. This just slides right in. Right about there. Now get it aligned and drop the bolts in. Okay, so first thing I do is down here, get this corner set up. Helps if I have the bolts. Be right back. Okay, got my bag of bolts. In case you're wondering, the bolts that hold the tie downs in place are 10 millimeter. And once I get the first one in, I'll use the ice pick type things to get the rest of them aligned. I'll put them in finger tight first. Make sure I've got them, everything aligned correctly, which I don't. And you can tell it's a little breezy today. There we go. So once these are in, I just throw them in. Just like that. Next up is the larger ones that go in the front strut support. First time I went camping in the Jeep, when I got back, I realized I needed someplace to keep my clothes where they wouldn't get dusty. Went on Amazon and found these little saddlebags that have pockets here, as well as one that unzips, and you can stuff all your clothes in here. They're very handy. There were two of them that came in the kit. These mount right onto the roll bar against the windows, and so they're out of the way, but hold a lot of stuff. I can get enough clothing in here to last me on a 10 to 14 day trip, so they're very handy. Under the platform on this side goes my tools. So I carry some extra antifreeze. I found that occasionally the Jeep will overheat. I think other people have found that as well. A tire patch kit also fits underneath here. In here is some spare ratchet straps, gloves, battery pack to start my car, jump pack if you want to call it that. That also slides right underneath. Some hand wrenches are there. This is socket wrenches, both metric and FAE. That goes underneath there. Got my air up hose, a handsaw for cutting limbs, an air blow-off gun. I use that to blow off the dust off the back door. Small tool roll for tools that I find that I need, quickly and easily without digging everything out. Got an air chuck and a dust brush to brush the dust off. And that still leaves me quite a bit of room over here on this side. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is a squeegee for cleaning the windshield off. On this side behind the front passenger seat, I've got a hatch lid. And inside here goes my recovery gear along with some other stuff. So this is a tree strap that tucks underneath. And then I've got my recovery strap goes in. Small crate here that has soft shackles in it. That drops in. I've got a winch line bag that allows me to weight down the winch line. Bow shackle goes in here, as well as the leashes for my traction boards. And there's still a lot of room left in here for other things as well. My slide right here, this is where I keep all my crates, and I'll show you those in a couple of minutes. But there's a gap between the slide and the wheel well here where I can put stuff, but in order to keep the interference between the stuff that I put there and the crates, I need to install a thin piece of plywood. That sits like that in there and creates this gap right here, and I can put my fire pit as well as coats and other thin items like my solar panel system between this panel and the wheel well so that they don't, when I pull the slide out, nothing grabs and gets caught. The first thing that gets bolted down to the slide here is my lithium battery system. So here's a closer look at the battery crate that I use. Fuse box is right here. Charge controller is over here. Battery is sitting in the bottom. I've got a master fuse for the fuse box, an incoming fuse from the power from the vehicle, and I've got a shunt here that I use with a little meter to tell me what the voltage is and how much amps I'm going to be drawing. Coming out the back, the side faces the fridge. There's Anderson connectors, both small ones for the fridge and heater and solar input, as well as one large one for coming off the battery charging system of the vehicle. After I've got the battery system installed and bolted down, then I install another little red crate here, and that gets bolted down as well, so that gives me a good solid base to build up on. This particular crate holds my water. I use these decanter style water jugs. I like them because they have a nozzle on the front. You just pull it out and the water comes out. They fit in here very nicely, just like that. And I can get 3 of these in here. These are 2.5 gallons each. That gives me 7.5 gallons for my trips. That usually lasts me about 10 days. I'm pretty conservative with water. I drink a lot while I'm on the trail, but I'm still washing up and so forth. I try to conserve as much as possible. The other thing I like about these decanters is that as I said, I can get 3 in here. If I use a standard 1-gallon jugs, I can only get 6 for 6 gallons. So using the decanters gives me an additional 1.5 gallons of water. Next item to go on is another small crate. Fits over the top of the lithium battery system. This holds food, butane bottles, assorted items that go in here. On top of this goes a small red crate, a small wooden crate. And this holds additional dry food, onions, apples, that sort of thing that I need to get to easily. Once I've got these in, then on top of this one goes another crate of the same size, like that. And this holds part of my kitchen, part of my dry food, things that I want to get to when I want to start cooking or making breakfast, that sort of thing. Then on top of this one goes another wooden crate, and this is my kitchen. So this has my stove, paper plates, silverware, spices, and so forth in it. So once I've got all of this stacked up, it all just slides in like that. Once I have it slid back in position, I've got a ratchet strap that I modified to hold the top 2 layers together, like that, and that makes everything nice and solid when I'm going down a bumpy trail. I haven't had any problems with this moving around or falling over or anything like that, so it works out really well. Okay, next item to go in is my freezer. That sits over here. This unit is new to me. I've been looking for a fridge freezer of this size. It's side opening. so I can get to it easily from the passenger side door here. This gets tied down with ratchet straps. I put screw eyes in to some T-bolts on the T-bolts are on the underside of the platform. Screw eyes allow me to run a ratchet strap through the handle and tie the fridge down. So that's my next project to get ready for go camping. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do here is power up the lithium battery system, and that's real easy. That just takes a couple plugs. Anderson connectors, actually. Well, that pretty much completes the conversion of the interior of the Jeep to my camper. Naturally, there's stuff on the outside that I'll show you in another video. I hope you found this video interesting and it gives you some ideas of how to convert your Jeep. You're welcome to leave comments below. I appreciate them, and thank you for watching.